Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we're checking out a bunch of new knives. We're gonna get through these pretty quickly because we got a lot going on today. We have the Whatnot auction happening tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time, Saturday on the 29th. We're gonna start off everything at $1. So do not miss that. You get $15 off if you're a first-time buyer. I'll have both links for if you wanna sign up as a buyer or if you wanna sign up as a seller. I'll have both the links down there in the description. So let's get to the video. So this first one, I'm just gonna get through this quickly because this is not even really quite a 100% full first impressions. I've carried it today, but I do have some more things I need to learn about it. But this is an awesome piece from 9 Point Knives, USA made. This is micarta scale. Or sorry, not it's micarta scales, but I meant to say crewware. It's crewware steel, and it has blue micarta scales. Now, I do have another one that I'll be showing in a different video. I want to show them both in their own video. I really like this one being a nice little pocket deal where I can clip it right to the pocket, and it has carried really, really well. Just the shape alone works really good in the pocket. And this is one example where the lanyard, you know, kind of can work out for you because you can grab it like that and just to get a start on it to pull it out. Very comfortable in the hand. It is a good thickness, a good width, good size for a pocket EDC. Great pinch grip. The geometry, a little bit more on the robust side for what I would want for a pocket knife like this. Specifically because if I'm wanting robust geometry, it's typically not going to be my pocket one. You know, it's more one I'll carry on the hip. And not saying that this, you know, isn't still just fine. They did an incredible job with this edge. Very, very sharp edge, especially for, you know, a factory edge. And, you know, nice set and finish. Got the two-tone, got the blue on the blade. I like how that matches the micarta. Full tank construction. Crewware is one of my favorite steels. It's in my top 5, especially when it's heat treated at the right HRC. I do not know what they're heat treating this at or how well it's heat treated, so I'll be finding that out when I do the full video. I typically like to see 64, 65 HRC. But anyways, awesome, awesome little piece. Let's check out the next one. Now, this next one is from Evolution EDC, and I gotta say, man, these things for the price that he's selling them for, the great value here, great value. This is under $200. I believe it's like $180. I could possibly even have a discount code. I kind of forget the little tiny details as far as that, but everything will be down in the description for you guys. But even at $180, $190, this is pretty damn good considering. I mean, just all the stuff. We have M390 flat ground blade with a beautiful two-tone satin, or, you know, different direction satin. Very fine satin right here. Super, super fine. Then we have a titanium frame lock, titanium milled pocket clip, and a titanium milled, pocket clip and back spacer. Lots of milling on the inside. Look at that, tons of milling, and you feel it too. It feels, for the size of the knife it feels very lightweight. The lockup feels nice and solid, has a nice strong lockup, and not like strong engagement, but I mean, I can feel that it's a nice solid lockup. Then we have flipping action and thumb stud action. Both are incredible because the studs are, well, if you look right here, the titanium, how it angles downward, you can see how it drops down. So it makes it where you can easily get to the thumb flick, or the reverse flick has the same little drop right there where it just puts your finger right in the right spot. Very well planned. And then the flipper tab has a nice landing zone right there. So when you break the detent, you land in a nice comfortable area. It's not sharp. It likes a light switch, or you can do a push button. Both of them work equally as well. Great access to the lock bar. You can see how this one goes a little down, this one goes a little up. I like the way that's done because in the hand, you don't notice anything because your fingers kind of do that already. So it's super comfortable. It does have a very big finger choil though. So if you have big fingers, this one might be perfect for you because that is a big finger choil. Maybe possibly a little too big for some people, but I don't know, man. I mean, if you really like a finger choil, you know, and you got big fingers, that this will work out for you really, really well because it is very comfortable in both grips. But yeah, I would prefer it to be backed up just a little bit, even if I only have a half a trigger, you know. But if I do sink my finger all the way in there, you can see it's not too big if I sink my finger all the way in. So it just depends on how you like to carry it. The clip in this case is, with my regular jeans, it works great. Maybe with thicker jeans, it might not be as smooth, but it's smooth. It works well. A little bit of a click on the way out, but nothing bad. You can see the logo right there. But yeah, all in all, really cool piece, man. And for the value, for the price, you almost can't beat it because you can feel that that is a very high quality. It has very high quality. Now these guys, this one surprised me, man. This one surprised me. So I don't have all the information on it. I'm quickly doing this, so let's look at it. We got the Buddy. This is the RAPAX Buddy. And it is, doesn't say the steel. Hopefully it's on the blade. This actually, what surprises me about this is how good it feels. Like this flipper tab 1 has incredible jimping. Like this is very catchy jimping, and it's so high relative to the center of the pivot that you could have the lightest detent in the world and this thing would rocket out. I mean, it just rockets out. I mean, it's such a hard-hitting flipping action, and that's with very minimal effort, and it does have a good detent, by the way. Then you have the front flipper, which also works extremely well. So this is an easy one to front flip because the detent isn't like super strong. Like it's perfectly tuned for a front flipper, which also, because of this flipper being the way it is, it's perfectly tuned for that one too. Now this says the Buddy in VG10. Okay, cool. VG10 clip point blade. Beautiful clip point too, because the tip is not so high that I can't get to. I can easily get to the tip, easily use the belly on a flat surface. Beautiful plunge grind and sharpening choil. Love to see that. And look at that. You got a nice spot to put your finger. So you can choke up all the way up tight to that edge, or you can choke back if you needed to lock in a little bit. It is a liner lock. Nice access, nice chamfer around the edge. I like to see that chamfer. Makes it so much more comfortable. Titanium bolsters with the steel liners and G10 scales. So it is a steel liner on this side. This side is just the titanium and G10. You do have a reversible deep carry clip that's inside with flat screws, and it has a replacement plate. I do see one of the screws slightly popping up right there. Not a big deal, but TA hardware except for the clip. Very minimal hardware too. What is the logo right there? Is that a gator? Looks like a gator. But yeah, this one, I like the style of it. I love the ergos. I love the way it feels. I love the action. It's basically, yeah, it's complete fall shut action. Like, I mean, it is a guillotine. And it does feel solid. I mean, it feels really good. So yeah, this one's a cool one. The Buddy. I don't really have many negatives. The screw's popping up a little bit. Maybe the liner could be slightly thicker, but I mean, it's rock solid. And you know, I don't think that this wouldn't be able to work perfectly. I love this jimping right here and the texturing. This jimping could maybe be a little sharper. I do like this jimping, and I love the jimping on this flipper right here. This jimping maybe could be a little bit sharper and go up and all the way around. I always like to see that. However, it does work so well. I don't think you're going to reap the negatives of it not having that jimping, but it's just something that I prefer on all front flippers. But other than that, man, there's not too many negatives there. This is a pretty cool one. Hopefully the price is right. Next is the Fintiso. We have two knives from Fintiso tonight. This one is the, whatever that is, the 1029. We need names. Okay, yes. Okay, so I remember. So I originally did deny this one because I thought it was somewhat of a knockoff of the Nightshade, which it kind of is, right? But it is very different also. So I do got to say that, like, you know, obviously if you just don't know any better, you could confuse them, but there is quite a few differences, and it does have a phenomenal detent, man. Did a really good job with that. Great break. No up and down. I got a little left and right, but that's probably just the pivot needing to be screwed in. 14C28N, titanium scales, steel liner, milling on the steel liners, deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws. Love to see that. The only thing is it's not reversible, which being a button lock, it should be because this is an ambidextrous knife. The clip does flow with the knife. The hole deployment and detent, man, they did a great job with the detent on this. For a button lock, like, it has a strong button lock, but basically no stick. Like maybe that little hint that I like to feel, just enough to know that the lock's engaged. Comfortable in the hand. Not really a choke up spot here, but you can get nice and tight to that flipper tab or over the flipper tab. These shilling cutter blade shapes, because that's what this is. This is a shilling cutter. So I don't know how it would be as far as the Nightshade having the design stolen, because it is a shilling cutter, which is a knife design that's already existed for a long time. So, you know, regardless, good looking knife, great shape. And the cool thing about the shilling cutters is that the blade is always leaning towards everything you're cutting. So no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing utility cuts, whether you're cutting down with the belly on a flat surface, whether you're slicing to trap materials, cutting backwards towards you, it traps, and it basically traps everything and points the tip at whatever you need, or however you need to use it. It works really, really well as far as a knife goes, the shilling cutter. Titanium backspacer. As far as negatives go, you know, the T8s, I wish they were T8s instead of T6s. And then, like I said, like I keep saying, you know, the Nightshade, you know, did come before it. So not a huge fan that it does look so much like it, even though there is a lot of differences, and it's not like they don't have their brand on it and everything else. But, you know, it is very close to it. But it's not too bad. A little side to side, but you know, I can fix that probably with a little pivot tightening. Okay, now this next one is, what'd they name this one? That's what they named it. The G0 something. 14C28N harpooned drop point blade. Nice, again, big finger choil. Wow, we got 2 big finger choils in one video. Another great detent, man. I'll say that, man. Fintiso does a good job with their detents, which I appreciate, because I always want to feel a nice, strong, snappy detent. It is a liner lock, good access to the liner. Nice little chamfer on there. Nice strong lockup. Deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws. Same clip that's on the other one, at least very similar. Blue aluminum backspacer. G10 scales. T6 hardware. We got the flipper tab with a great detent. And the thumb studs. Man, the detent is strong, boy. I love it. I love a strong detent. So yeah, very snappy. The drop, very smooth. I can hear the detent ball breaking in, but I haven't oiled it or anything. So that, you know, that'll most likely go away. Very comfortable in the hand, except for I do feel like the sharp edges a little bit, and I do feel the clip. Hot spot, not hot spot city, but I feel it. The choke up is really nice though if you did need to do that. The shape is a good shape. Overall, it feels like a budget knife though. You know, the blade to handle ratio is a little off. That's one thing I do notice. The handle looks much longer than the blade. T6 hardware, I wish they were T8s once again. Oh, look at that. They got this little spot on the spine where they didn't coat it. That's probably intentional. Nice and sharp right there too. That, you know, might be cool. But yeah, it's definitely a budget knife. Great detent, but you can tell it is a budget knife just the way it feels and everything. Now this last one, is the last one? I think it's the last one, is from KUBEY, and I want to bring back the past really quick because one of the first reviews we ever did on this channel was on the KUBEY Anteater. It wasn't our first video, but it was our first review, I believe. I had gotten this for Kara because she wanted it really bad, and it was like I think it was one of our first maybe it wasn't our first, but it was one of our first titanium knife. That's what this is. So we still have it in the collection. First titanium knife we ever had. And you can see the anodization still holds up really well. This one's S35 VN and extremely strong detent still. This is one thing I loved about this. Perfect sharpening tool and plunge grind. You can see I've sharpened it many, many times. Now, this is the new version of the Anteater. Now, I do notice that there are, you know, some little differences. One, this is much lighter. This is heavy, so there's no milling in the inside here. This one, tons of milling, and you feel that right away if you know the Anteater. Very, very lightweight. The next thing is the detent is much lighter. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to you. It's still snappy, still rockets out there, but this one has, listen. This one, super strong detent. This one, a lot softer. So, regardless, that's not that big of a deal. I can reverse flick this one. This one I don't think I can because it is very strong. Beautiful sharpen tool and plunge grind. Once again, you can see how much life there is on there. You can see how much I've sharpened off of this one. This one's M390 steel. That's another difference. A blasted finish. This one was a blast. No, this one was a satin. It's a weird satin, but it's a satin. This one's a blasted finish. Then we have the flame ano. Still got the plastic in there. T8 hardware all the way around. Love to see that. I think that was the same case here. No, maybe these ones were T6s. No, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Regardless, this new one has T8s all the way around. Good texturing, good access to the lock bar. Very, very drop shutty. I do wish the detent was a little stronger like that one. That's one thing I always appreciated about it. Another thing is this is tight. Like for my hands, like this is, I can perfectly fit it. So don't get me wrong. Like I almost look at it like it's perfect because you're not getting this out of my hand. Like it is, I'm hooked in here and I'm hooked in here. It's almost like I'm hooked in, like there's no moving up, down, left or right. Like I'm rock solid. But that also, you know, is where it's like you're kind of crammed a little bit. Even though I'm like just on the verge of cram. I can, you know, widen out if I need to and just put my finger over the backside. Pinch grips are amazing. This thing is a great cutter, great utility cutter. This was an amazing knife to test, you know, as far as this one goes, because of how well a hawkbill works. I mean, it's just so slicey the way you can manipulate it, you know, for utility cuts, and then the curvature of the blade traps the stuff so you're never going to slip out of the cut. And then for a self-defense knife, which is kind of what this thing kind of leans towards, you know, it's going to be a solid choice. Your hand makes the lock stronger. You're not going to have to worry about it failing. Either way, this is rock solid. Perfect centering. Same exact back spacer. Man, very cool. So there you guys go. Not a lot of negatives except for, you know, maybe it's a little bit tight right there. Other than that, the light detent I wish was a little bit stronger. The weight just makes it feel very different because this is so much heavier. But man, you can really tell what weight relieving does for you when you do machine out the scales. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time, peace.